Today I came here just to say thank you for those who were here. Last time I went live, I was crying, and some of you comforted me with messages. Some of you came in my inbox telling me and encouraging me, giving me encouragement words. Takusema asante. Mungu awabariki, Mungu awazidishie. And for those who came inbox to be my friends, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. May you be blessed for your encouragement words, for stepping in and encouraging me. It was not an easy task because I was already giving up, but I want to say thank you for those who came in my inbox to encourage me. I was feeling like it was my end, but I talked to people here online. They gave me encouragement. Some of them came in my inbox to encourage me. I really appreciate. I don't take that for granted. And some of you asked me to tell them my story, why I was crying. Some of you told me, wash your face, tell us why you're crying, tell us your story, why are you so crying? And I can say, I didn't, I like, I was so emotional, I didn't make it. So, let's begin, let's begin. Let's begin with the story. Begin with the story. Can I? Let's begin. Some of you told me, Mary, can you share your story? Why are you crying? But I didn't make it to share my story because I was so emotional. So for now, maybe I can share. Maybe I can start from when I was born, which village, like that, blah, blah, blah. Let's begin. For me, my name is Mary. I'm from Kenya, place naitwa Nakuru City. I'm firstborn in a family of 3 siblings. We were 4 siblings. One went to visit God, so we had 3. When why I was crying is because, hi Marco Cruz, how are you? My crying was because of my past. You know, my past. If you have your past, yeah, that past comes like when you are so down, like you don't have anyone to talk, maybe someone did something to you bad, that past ring on your mind and it comes back in you, you know, you're trying to forget about that past, but it's come back. So my past, I was 10 years old when something happened. My mom left me and my younger sister with my grandmother. She left us. So I was 10 years, my sister was like 6 years. You know, family breakdown like that. So when I was living with my aunt, my grandmother, my mom's auntie came and told us like, you can't live here because your grandma is too old to be with you. So she took us to her house. Don't mind my English. Oh. When we went there, she had 7 kids. 7 kids, but the boys were big boys. So something bad happened. Those boys took advantage of me, and you know that time I was 10 years old. They took advantage of me, the innocent me. And when I, like, if I, and they told me, if you tell our mother, we are going to end you, to end you. You know, I don't want to say it. They told me, if you tell our mother, we are going to end you. They took advantage of me, molested me, but I didn't have anyone to talk to because my mother was not around. My grandmother was not my friend, so that thing keep repeating itself. Like they will wait when their mother is not around, they will start doing that thing, molesting me, taking advantage of me. It continues for like, I was there for 6 months. I didn't share with anyone because the threat was so high. The threat they were giving me, it was so high. So I kept that in my mind. So the journey continues. My mother came back. She took us. We went back to our house. But, the motherly love, the motherly bond between a mother and daughter was not there. So one day, I can say, one day, my father left us. So we were left with my mother, my old grandma, and my siblings. So the bond between me and my mother, the bond was never there. Like, the bond was not there. Motherly and daughter bond was not there. After a while, my mother got sick. At that time, I was 15 years old. Yes, I can remember I was 15 years old. My mother got sick and my father was nowhere to be found. So I had to skip school. At that time, I was in grade 8 waiting for my national exam. I had to skip study to take care of my mother because she was really, really sick. Bed rest, like she needed bed rest because she was really, really sick. And that time I was about to sit for my national exam na sikuwa na kazi, 14 years old. What can I do? I just have to, nilikuwa na uza kuni, selling, sasa kuni inaitwa aje Mungu wangu? Selling, kuuza kuni kwa wale wanaelewa Kiswahili. So nikafanya, that continues. My dad came back. I sat for my national exam. Let me tell you, because I was skipping classes, skipping studies, the exam I did poorly. Poorly, like poorly. Five, like I got 225 marks out of 500. And I can say I tried because 225 out of 500, I can say I did my best, because most of the time as I was at home doing nothing, like taking care of my mother, knowing what she will eat, taking care of my younger siblings, skipping classes. So 225 for me was the best. But before we continue about my studies, one day we went to visit. When you were born, like if you are in the village or you are state now, someone gave birth today, like two people gave birth today, but by grace of God or bad thing happened, one died. So you see, when I was born, it is illegal. Okay, it is not illegal. Thank you, though. Thank you for the compliment. We went to visit my grandmother. Like when, if kama umezaliwa leo, if you are let's say two pregnant women in the same time gave birth the same time, so that people are, is it age mate or born? How do you say that person who is born the same time, the same day with you, like that? But when my mother gave birth to me, there was another woman gave birth to her kid, her daughter. But I don't know, is it bad or good? God took her back, like she died. So I was the one left. So we went to visit my mother, and she was like, that woman came and said, I wish my daughter was still alive to be like your daughter. That woman said, I wish my daughter was alive she will be the same age with your daughter. But can I tell you something? Do you know what my mother said? Even today, those words keep ringing in my mind, like, What did she mean by that? Like, I wish I was the one dead and your daughter was alive. Like, she wished I was dead, but the other woman, daughter, to be alive. Did you get that? Those words keep ringing in my mind. Like, my mother wished I was the one dead, and the other woman, daughter, to be alive. Like, first, I came from first problem is being molested, no one to talk to, no one to share my story with. I can't tell anyone because the threat was high, like we are going to kill you if you share with anyone, you know. And now my mother is wishing me, I wish you were dead and that daughter to be alive. Like, I was like, hey, is this even my mother? Is this even the woman I know, like the woman who gave birth to me? It was so confusing. It was so heartbreaking. At that time, I can say I was like 12 years. So you can click those words in your mind. Your mother wishing you, like, I wish you were dead. But the other daughter, the other girl to be alive. I can't even imagine how my own mom, the one who gave me life, the one who carried me for how long? For 9 months in her womb, wished me to. And you can imagine 10 to 12 years old baby. I didn't even know, like, what did I do to deserve all of that? Let's continue. Those words, I kept it. That's why I keep saying, if you know, sometimes you can be the firm foundation of your kids. You can build that foundation of your kids because my mother was not there for me when I needed her the most. My mother never bond with me like bondly and daughter love, like I can share some sweet things with her, tell her I'm going through this and that. I can't. If you have a daughter, make sure you are best friend of your daughter because even today, for 15 years back then, those things happened. I never shared with my mother. I never told her that those people did this to me because I'm like, hi, how are you? After that, we continue. So, after getting 225 marks after my national exam, remember, I was taking care of my mother before my national exam. So, most of the time, I was spending time with my mother and taking care of my siblings and my old grandma. So, I was not mostly in books because how can you concentrate? You are 15 to 16 years. You have to take care of the sick, you have to take care of your younger siblings. So, the journey was so hard. I can say I tried. I'm okay. I'm okay too. Today I'm not crying. Today I'm okay. So when I I got those marks, is it marks? I was happy for myself, but I can say my parents were not happy. They were not happy. They started judging me. We took you to school to study, but you went there to play. Like, first I was molested at 10. At 12, my mother wished I was dead. At 15, they are like, I was like, oh God, why even am I in this world? Like, no one is there for me. No one is understanding my pain. No one is understanding what I'm going through. I cried. Where are you? Where are you? I'm from Kenya, Nakuru. Nakuru. So, after that, after going all of that, my mother was sad. They called me names, some names that I cannot even mention here. They called me many names. You can imagine, she was sick. My mother was, I'm getting emotional. My mother was sick. I even skipped my studies to take care of her. And now that I have failed, just failed a little, she started mocking me, calling me names, judging me, and I was like, oh God. If I didn't skip school, no one was there to take care of her. If I didn't skip my classes, no one was there to take care of my younger siblings. And now, because I failed my exam, If instead of encouraging me, giving me some words, they are here judging me. I cried. I wished like I can vanish in the thin air, vanish and go far away from them. And surprisingly, they even stopped. Like they even told me, like they even start. Is it a curse or saying some words? You will never be success. You will never be. You will never do that. You will never. You will never achieve anything in your life because you are so useless. You are so like they started even make saying words like, you know, there is sometimes in life you wish you were never born. Sometimes you wish you were never there. Because at that time I was like, God, if there is if mistake in my mother, mistake, just take me back home. Just take me back because you can imagine your mom first wishing you dead. Now you failed your exam, she's accusing you, your own mother who gave birth to you. And I was like, does she deserve to be called my mom again? Like, let me tell you, it was a hard time for me. Hard time for me because I cried. I can say I cried. I started like replaying everything in my mind. At the age of 10, someone molested me. At the age of 12, my mother wished I was dead. At the age of 15, they are like cursing me, calling me names because just I failed a small exam. And I did fail. I can say I tried because I was like 225 marks out of 500. I tried because most of the time I was not in the class. Most of the time I was not in my books. Most of the time I was in the house taking care of my mother. She was sick, and now that I got 225, she's mocking me, calling me names. That was the hardest time of my life. And the worst of all was to come at my childhood, like since my birth, like from when I was born, like since the day I started knowing myself, like I'm 10 years, I can see things, I can know my mom, bond with my mother. I never bond with my mother, I never bond with my father, they were absent. So you can see many things that were happening, I didn't share with anyone. So many things that were happening I didn't share with anyone because no one was there for me to talk with them. So the worst of them was to come. So after my examination, I didn't pass well, so they started judging me. They even told me, we are not going to take you to the next level, like we are not going to take you to the next level of your education. Like that is the end of you because you failed your exam. You can go back and repeat. And I was like, I'm still like, I'm getting emotional. So I started doing a labor job at 18. That time I was like 18 years when I started doing, oh, not 18, 10, 15, 16 there. I was, yes, 16, 15 there. So I started doing job, fetching water, 20 liters, 10 shillings. Fetching water to support yourself, to buy yourself girls' things, pads, because no one is going to buy for even your own mother. So I started doing those jobs, and I was like, now, this is not my end. I want to rewrite my story. I want to rewrite my story. I I went to stay with my grandma. I told my grandmother what happened, everything about school. She told me, okay, we're going to the chief to report them. If they don't want you to go to school, chief will decide what to do with them. So we went to the chief. We went there. They were called, corruption. Corruption is a big bad thing. So when we went there, my father had money, after corruption, the one who has no money, the case lose. So my father won the case. And then me and my grandmother, we lost the case. So at the end, I was the one who lost it. So after that, my grandmother told me, because I don't have anything, I can't take you to school because I'm not financially stable. She told me, because I'm not financially stable, you must go and look for something for yourself. So I went and started working. I came here in Nakuru now, where I am, but not yet. That time was 2017. I don't understand those words. It was 2017 back then. I came in Nakuru and started working. I started working as a housemaid, where I was paid 4,500. How much is that in dollars? $5, 10, $4 in dollars. 4,500 in 4,500 Kenyan shillings. How much in dollars? If I'm not wrong, it's about 35 to $40. $40 somehow like that. And because I love my mom, you can imagine being paid 4,500. Like, I loved my mother that much that even after all she did for me, like everything she did, I still send her the whole amount of money. Whole. I send whole amount of money to her. After everything she did to me, after everything my mother told him, everything she mistreated me, everything, like, but God says your mother is your second, your parents are your second one. After God, it's your parents. So I did judge them. Like those words, at that time I was still young, I didn't take those words in my heart. So I still sent the whole amount, 4,500 to them. At that time, we started dating. I got a man, we started dating. I got pregnant. I gave birth to a baby bounce. After getting pregnant. Like, my story is somehow funny, somehow, because even after getting pregnant, I lost my job. I didn't go back home, so I started living in the street, working like depending on street food, how people live in the street, begging, eating those over foods. At that time I was pregnant. I didn't want to go back because my mother was so mad. Hi hi how are you? So I went back to the street, started living there with my pregnancy, because the man was hit and run. He was a hit and run. So I didn't want to go and be a burden, because if I was burden when I was alone, now I'm going to have another baby. We are going to be the burden. So I started living in the street, struggling there. I struggled for some time. Hey, home, east or west, home is the best. So I went back home. After going back home, the words was like, oh, you didn't what, so many words, blah, 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 blah. Because I wanted help, because now I'm pregnant, I swallowed the words and stayed there, waiting now for my judgment day. So after I gave birth to a baby, bouncing baby boy. But by then it was 2019 June. I gave birth. After giving birth, 1 month, I started hustling. So I started hustling. I didn't want to give my mother some pressure. So I started working, going with my kid, lying him down like kulima hivo. So, and another worst thing came. Should I cry or just continue? Tell me, should I cry or just continue with the story? Because, eh, from being molested, from being wished dead, from being mocked. And what do you mean by that? Can I continue or just cry? Because after like my son was 6 months when I started working labor job. I didn't give up, and I didn't want to give my mother a hard time, so I started working. So after my son was one year, no, 6 months. My mother came and told me, Mary, you know what? Mary, you know what? It's high time you get married. And I was like, Mom, I'm only nine. I gave birth at 18, 19. I'm only 19. You want me to get married? I don't have a boyfriend. How can I get married? And she told me, you choose one. You are not going to stay in my house with your kid. It's either you get married or you get rid of that kid. I was like, oh my God. My mother one wished I was dead, but now she wants my son dead too. And she's my mother, the grandmother of this kid. And I was like, Mom, I don't even have a boyfriend. How can I get married? She said, I have a man who is going to marry you. I told her, Mom, I don't even know that man. We have not spent time together. How can I just get married to a total stranger? And she was like, it's your time to choose. First, you choose if you want to get married. First, I will choose the man who is going to marry you, or you go and your son and come back here alone. I was like, Mom, first you wished me if I was dead, and now you want my son too to kill. You want, like, I can say that was the worst time of my life, because your mother like, we are in 21st century. You are not supposed to help me look for husband. I'm the one who's supposed to go there and look for someone to marry me. Why are you the one who is going to look for me? Like, seriously, Mom? Like, seriously? Like, seriously. I can say I cried myself out, not knowing what to do, because now I have two options: either to get married or to end my son for me to live there. Can you tell me, if you were the one in my shoes, will you choose to get married to a total stranger, or will you end your son's life to live with your mother? Just tell me, if you were the one in my shoes, will you get married to a total stranger or end your son's life to live in that house? Because I was confused. My mother is now wishing me she's telling me, go and get married to that person, or you you end your son's life to stay here in this house. Tell me, if you are the one in my shoes, what will you do? What will you choose between those two? What will you choose? Because that woman gave me a hard time. She's my mother and I love her so much. But sometimes I recall every memory, every words she spoke against my life. And now I see my life is stuck. My life is like stuck, something that is stuck. It's not moving. Because I loved my son, because he was my womb opener, I had no choice. I chose to get married. Hi Musembi, why dada? Musembi kumago. So I chose to get married. I got married to the man who my mother chose for me. But I can say that was the worst decision in my life. That was my worst decision of my life. I got married, honeymoon first month in every marriage, first week is good. But the man started refilling. That was 2020. 2020 now. My son was like 2020. My son was still 6 months when I got married. The man was good for the first days, first week, first goloni. Okay, mi niko Nakuru, nyinyi Naikuru. First week it was sweet marriage. An arranged marriage. It was sweet for the first time. So the man started changing, like, oh Mary, I want you to give me my kid. I can't marry you, and like everything changed. We started fighting. When I tell my mother, this man you chose for me is not good, he's how do you say it? He is mistreating me and my kid. She was like, if you want to come back to this house, you must tell your son, you must tell. Like her wish was only to see me like I'm dead. Like her wish was to see me like I'm no more. I didn't, because that question, I keep repeating that question in my mind. How can you carry your kid for 9 months, 9 good months, and still wish that kid was dead? Like, you are even wishing the kid is dead. Like, how? My life was mixed with emotional, like I was tormented physically, emotionally, spiritually. Everything was tormented physically. The husband she chose for me is mistreating me and my son. I can tell you, even like he was like, hey bestie, hi. He was like devil himself sent my life. Hey guy, you know, I can remember even one day we went home for like, is it consultation, like marriage consultation? We went for my I called my mother and told her, I'm ending this marriage because everything is complicated. It's first month and we are still fighting over something that is not supposed to be there. Like, we are fighting. Like, I called my mother. We went to consultation, because his mother was not, his parents were not around there. So the only place we were supposed to go is my parents' house. So we went there for consultation. But tell me why. I told my mother, you have to listen to both sides before you judge. But they stood up with him like, we know this man is a good man. I told my mother, you don't know him. You met him and you told me to get married to him. How can you say you know that man and you don't know him? I'm the one who is staying with him. I'm the one who is living with him in the same roof. So how comes you know him? I am supposed to be the one to know him better, because I spent more, like 24/7 we are together. And my sister, because once visited me, she told my mother, this man is not good. This man is mistreating my sister and her kid. And she was like, yours. I can tell those mothers outside there, always be friends with your kids. Your daughters are suffering mentally, physically. Always make time with your kids. Ask them what they want. Ask them what they are doing. Ask them who did this, who did that, how did your day go. Like, learn to ask your kids. Learn to talk to, like, learn to bond with your kids. Not even daughters and mother, even son and fathers. But sometimes boys goes to their mother while girls goes to their father. So for me, I didn't have anyone to talk to. My father, my mother they were invisible. Like, they were totally invisible in my life. But let me tell you, the marriage only lasted for 3 months, because I I can't keep that. Like, you are mistreating me, yeah, and you are beating my son. Like, you have been even mistreating my own blood, and you want me to stay there with you. Fuck off. What is that? Marriage? That is not marriage. Marriage is where I know my ups and down. But how comes you even beat the literal kid? Like the kid. Cha niwaambie ndugu zangu, jamani, watu kunja wanakapitia. Watu wanakapitia. The marriage lasted only for 3 months, but I can tell you those 3 months were like the whole year. Like it was like 10 years for me. At that time I was 19 years old. At that time I was 19, and I was now I can understand some things. The words that my mother told me started ringing in my mind again. I can tell you, jamani, jamani, learn to bond with your kids. Learn to listen to your kids, not outsiders. Never let outsiders manipulate you over your kids, because that man manipulated my parents with lies. They never believed anything from me. They never listened to me. They never even cared if I am okay, if I'm not okay. They never cared about me. The man manipulated them like they started believing the man instead of me, their daughter. Me, the one they raised. It was bad. It was too bad. But I thank God. The marriage lasted for three months. Is it divorce or separate or ended the marriage? Because for me, I escaped at night. I packed my things, I packed my son things. I disappeared in a thin air. Sometimes, even when you are so depressed, you look back to your story and you are like, oh God, you saved me from so many. Because after breaking up the marriage, the man did even took like he stayed like 2 weeks. He got arrested because of something happened. I don't know because I was not there. He got arrested. So I was like, if I was there, I was the one to suffer what he did to get arrested, because he did something bad and he was arrested. Lifetime, is it lifetime sentence, is it? I don't know how to say it. So he was arrested. So I was like, oh God, you saved me from that pit. That pit that my parents were trying to put me in, that pit to fit in. Hey, until today I give thanks to God. Oh, remember this, sometimes God can put you somewhere and remove you just to test. Like I can say God was testing my patience, and he removed me before that bad thing happened to me, because that man now is in jail. He did something that he was telling me, Mary, you know, one day I will. You know, that word of telling someone, kept repeating like, I will. Never underestimate that word though. Someone is telling you, you know, you Mary, one day I will. I will. If someone tells you once or twice, run for your life. Morife run for your life, because that man was like, Mary, one day I will. I can't. I will. And I was like, hey, this man keep repeating this one. He will. He will. Very soon, I can see he will. Oh. He was like, I will you and your son. I will. I will. Hey, I ran for my life. I escaped the marriage. And you know, the thing he did, he was telling me he will do to me, he did to someone else. Let me tell you, your tank, it's too small with no bones, but it can break everything. It can break your home, it can destroy. It's a small thing, a small thing, but very dangerous, because that man kept repeating. He was like, I will, maybe I will. And there was a neighbor. He was like, one day I will did this to this neighbor. One day I will do this to this neighbor. One day maybe I will. That word, oh, always limit your tank. Limit the words that comes out of your mouth though. Some can be curse, some can destroy, some can be blessings. But remember this thing, too small, but it can destroy the whole nation. This, too small, but it can destroy everything. Because that man now, as we are speaking, my mother's son-in-law, the one she chose for me, right now, at this time, he's enjoying he's enjoying being in, is it cell? Yes, remand. It's not happy, it's not good for me. I'm not happy because that happened to him, but sometimes things happen for you to learn from them. Because if I didn't run for my life, maybe for now I can be the skeleton down there, 6 feet down, 6 feet down. So when someone tells you, even if it's your wife, your husband tells you, one day I will, one day I will, my friend, run, run. That is not your husband or wife, that is devil speaking himself. Because if I didn't run for my life and my son, now we say tungekuwa 6 feet and down, 6 feet down, and the man will be enjoying his life. Not enjoying, he will be in jail. But if you know, corruption is so high, if his father has money, the case will be buried with you down there, and he will be out enjoying his life like nothing happened. So parents, guardians, godmothers, godfathers, this tag, it is too small, but it can destroy the whole nation. Always limit your words, limit what you're saying, and God will bless you. And remember, bond with your kids. Even you are upcoming mother, upcoming father, fathers now, mothers now, learn to bond with your kids. Learn to encourage your kids. If your kid did something wrong, learn to tell them. Don't say like you are cursing, like you will never be, you did that, you can never be. Hey God. Oh. Now my question is here. After everything that my mother did to me, do you think I should forgive them? First my mother and then both of my parents. Do you think I should forgive them? Just advise me, just like a friend. Can you forgive them and give them a second chance? Like, because that thing is killing me mentally. My mental state is not good. My mental life is not good, because sometimes you can find me crying. It's not once. I wished, those words, I wished you were dead. Those words keep ringing in my mind, and I'm like, so if she wished I was dead, no. So now can I do that thing that she wished? Can I just end it for good? So if you were in my shoes, can you forgive your mother? Can you forgive your parents? Can you forgive those who people never believed in you? Those people who cursed you? Those people, can you forgive them? Just tell me. Can you forgive them? Just advise me. As your little sister, your sister, your bestie. Tell me. Can you forgive them? Can you forgive your parents after everything they did to you? My story is so long, so sometimes I can't talk about some things here because of YouTube rules. But if you were in my shoes and the whole story that I have shared here in this life, if you didn't listen, you can start it and you can listen and tell me, can you forgive them? Can you give them another chance? Because, and if you can forgive them, can you just tell me how to do it? Because sometimes I wish like confronting my mom, like daughter and mother talking, and ask her, what did I do? Was I a mistake in your life? Was I that bad that you wished I was dead in your life? Like, just tell me. After every story I've shared here, it's my shorts, it's like quarter of the story. Can you forgive your parents if they did what they did what they did to me? Put yourself in my shoes and tell me, can you forgive them? That day I came live, I was crying because my mental issue was not good. Sometimes I break down and cry, just feel like crying. Thinking about my past, thinking about those stories, and I'm like, so tell me, can you forgive them? Okay, bye. Love you all. Paritos does. Hi, how are you? I was about to end live. How are you? How are you, Paritos? How are you? So, guys, that was the end of my story. It was a short story. I didn't want to be, sikuwa nataka kuwa emotional, so I just cut this long story short. If you want to listen the story and advise me if I can forgive them and if I can confront them, if I confront them and ask them, was I a mistake in your life? Can tell me in the comment section. I'll be waiting to hear from you all. I love you all. Be blessed.